everyone, welcome back to Cluster B Milkshake. I am your host, along with Mr. Chicken, support puppet. Today, we're going to talk about why a narcissist won't change and you needing to accept this fact so you can move forward, or if you decide that you want to deal with this baloney, okay? Because staying in a narcissistic relationship, you have to be willing to disconnect of having any intimacy with them. It's not happening. So the last stage of grieving is acceptance. And to me, I feel that this is the hardest part. The whole grieving process is hard. You know, the bargaining thing. Oh, maybe if I can do something. You know, if, at least when you're ruminating about things, you are actively trying to fix a situation. The depression part is awful. You feel like, you don't want to be on this planet any longer. But the accepting part is nothing I can do will change my narcissistic partner, cluster B, or whatever. Nothing. No matter how much I try to fix or want to fix the relationship, because it takes two. Now you can fix yourself, learn about your own issues, learn about your own self-worth, learn about your own codependency, and, take your power back in everything and be a stronger person, which is going to, the relationship anyway. But actually understanding that no matter how much you love this person, no matter how much you want to be with them, no matter how many things that you try to do to try to fix the situation alone, knowing that they don't want to. They don't want to work with you on the relationship. That they just want to be left alone. So, why won't they change? They're used to getting their needs met. Yes. Manipulating your feelings through guilt and blame. They believe that you are the selfish one. Now, this is a childhood projection from their own selfish parents, coming off as entitlement from you. Now, I have talked to a lot of people, and when I'm hearing the story, I'm giving you my perspective. I put you as my partner. I put you as, my child. I put you as my parent. I put you. Okay? And so I'm the narcissistic person in this story. And when you start talking to me about how you react, respond, how the relationship went from the beginning to the end, I am going over all of my feelings, how I feel about you during every step of the way. And a lot of those times, there are things that you were not even aware of, okay? So I'm not crapping on you. But you are doing things that are making either the narcissistic person feel unloved, unheard, dismissive, not validating their shit. A lot of the time, this is where all of our victimhood, entitlement, things in childhood, that came into play. And we brought it into our relationships as adults. And it was, we're both trying to be heard. We both want our needs met in the relationship, you know. Blame shifting comes into play. They don't feel heard. Voices get raised. You're dismissive because their pain is priority number one. Why can't I fucking talk, man? My feelings come first because my feelings came last when I was little. And because I'm an adult now, I'm never going to let that happen to me again. So I am hyper aware, hypersensitive. I am going to be very controlling, very angry. Okay? Lacking empathy keeps your narcissistic person from putting themselves in your shoes. So when I talk to you guys about your narcissistic person, and you've watched all the victim channels, and your thoughts are already demon. You know, they're not even a real person with feelings. They're not a real person who's complaining because they have an authentic need. The narcissistic part comes in with, a lot of toxic defenses, but the core is the same as yours. Okay? They will make the excuse that their brokenness is above help. Sometimes they will do this too. And I've been at that stage as well, where it's like, and then when a narcissistic person is in, I'm just gonna live in my victimhood of, I'm a broken person, take it or leave it. Why are you with me if I'm such a piece of shit? Why? And then this is when your fixer mode comes in, and you're like, you need to go to therapy, you need to fix this, that, and the other thing. You need to, and we're just like, and then all I hear is, you're broken. Why do I want to be around you? And then there's going to be a lot more beating you up for trying to make me feel small. You're ripping down my false self, my big ballooned ego that I'm trying to protect. And now you're tearing me down. Now, a lot of your grievances are valid, but I don't see them. I only see me. Okay? They are disgusted with weakness and vulnerability. They were weak as children, and their vulnerability was dismissed. Yes. Your care will be seen as a weakness. Their inner child will be punished through you. So if I feel weak, it's so fast, okay? I get this feeling, and automatically I'm going to attack you for feeling weak. And I've had my partners do this shit to me too. So I know both sides, and I know it fucking hurts. I can only speculate that they feel the same way that I do when I'm the one attacking the threat. I don't know for sure. We never had these conversations. But when I feel that you're going to see me in a lower light, and the crazy part, I love toxic people, so I believe that they see me as my care is a weakness, But a more healthier person, you would be more empathetic to a person that is, maybe having these feelings. And if a narcissistic person was a little bit more, felt safe with you, they would actually work through that uncomfortable feeling. Because me just sitting in that uncomfortable feeling is so painful, okay? I want to throw up. I feel like, I'm about to disappear almost. I don't know if it's like a death feeling. I don't know if it's like a micro narcissistic injury trying to fight myself from from running away, because I only have two modes, and I read it in my journal too, and it's rage and avoid, avoid, avoid. And that will be leaving, that will be not wanting to talk about things, that will be me having a narcissistic rage attack on you, either verbal silence. Okay? All right. Where am I? Okay. They will, no, they won't. What will they do? They will invalidate your experience. You feel hurt. They think you're sensitive and can even mock your pain. I've had this happen to me. And I've done this, I know. I've done this, and my people have laughed sometimes when I've done it, you know. Oh, you're so, you're, you know, and they'll laugh at that. But if you are trying to bring to the table, you know, a grievance or whatever, and this is seen as a weakness. Your sensitive side, your feelings are seen as a weakness. Okay? That was like just beat the shit out of us when we were younger. You can't be sensitive. You have to be strong. You have to wear this tough exterior. Okay? This is why we have the anger protection over all those vulnerable feelings. Anger, my monster, is going to protect me from feeling weak. You're sensitive. You're too sensitive. In actuality, it's like, how about your person loves you and you're being hurtful? How about that? I experienced that, and that wasn't a good feeling. So I got my karma. Okay, all right. The narcissist is the hypersensitive one. So this is also projection and also punishing their inner child. When I have felt this many times, that when I am attacking you, I see the weak child of myself in you, and I'm beating you up. I used to beat up my sister when we were younger because I saw her as weak. My mom would beat me up, and I had to become tough to take those things. And I was pissed off that she would just cry and crumble into tissue paper, which would only make me beat her harder. Okay? Shame bell. All right. Feelings are facts. Now, empaths can relate to this. Empaths aren't real. But if you call yourself an empath, you think that you can feel other people's feelings. This is you actually projecting however you're feeling on the inside. Any insecurity that you have, you're looking at tone of voice, listening to tone of voice of other people, reading body language. I mean, you're like fucking FBI agents and shit. You're like reading their body language and shit, and then taking all these assessive notes. Then you're trying to connect with them, but actually it's your feelings being pushed onto them. Your mind reading. You need to do some CBT too, dude. Your mind reading, you're thinking that they're feeling a certain way, acting a certain way because of something you're trying to guess, and then you're trying to make it feel, trying to fix the situation, or you're becoming insecure, more anxious, I mean, we do that too, dude. This is why also narcissistic people can be paranoid. We're always assessing everything, every situation. We're walking in, we're reading the room. We're fucking Mulder and Scully. Okay. If you're critical, you're a toxic, self-righteous piece of shit, and you're the narcissist. So just remember this when you're becoming overly critical. You're fed up, your patience is gone. You're done. I've been done with my boys too. When they get into this shit and, all of my defensive stuff will come out too. My ex-person, he told me that he does like fucking with me. This is why I'm like, you like borderlines, man. You need a borderline. Because borderlines are even extra hypersensitive. They react a lot fucking more. We're all just fucking closed down to Chinatown. And, and they will take everything inward. They'll feel bad about themselves. They actually will feel guilty. And so that's fucking playground for a fucking antisocial, man. Just to be fucking with you all the time and you reacting all the time. And then, love me. All right. Anyways, all of this is projection even for the empath. Next, withholding feelings. And the narcissistic person will withhold feelings. They're not going to tell you, they're not going to share how they feel. And sometimes we don't know how we're feeling in a certain situation. I don't even know what the fuck. I can't even name, anything that's going down except for rage and fucking avoiding, I don't know how to... it's so much easier just to blame you for everything. And then if I can't figure it out, if I can't be vulnerable with you, if I don't feel safe to talk to you about my feelings, then we're just going to think that you're some ignorant thing and you don't get it. It's okay. That's very dismissive too. I've had that been said to me. You just don't understand. You just don't understand me. And it's like, I am you, brother, because I only date people like me. But if you were to explain to me how you're feeling in that moment, I'm trying to create something, and you won't let it happen. So the dismissive comment of you don't get it, you don't understand, or the excuse of your reality isn't what you were seeing. Oh yeah, I tore you down. I said some really fucked up shit about you. But that's not real. I was just kidding. All right. So that's a no-win situation. Misunderstandings are always going to be your fault. Not that they're trying to protect yourself, really scramble your mind up so you just kind of forget it. I kind of lived a lot of my past relationships like that when I didn't want to connect with my partners. I would just be like, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to discuss it. I don't need to come to a conclusion of nothing. Let's just forget about it and move on. And so this was a no-win situation. It was like, I'm going to be a shit to you, just let it go. I'm going to have a moment and I don't feel that way anymore. And that is true. So if I am angry with you one day, if I'm done stewing about it or whatever, and I don't want to fucking talk about it anymore, then let's just move on. There's never closure. in arguments. There's never closure in arguments. There's never closure in with a narcissistic person, and when I, other cluster Bs, it's just, it's lack of, I don't want to say object constancy, but it's just lack of feeling, of that moment. I don't care anymore about that moment. I don't want to feel shameful about the argument that we got into. And shame comes in when I have to apologize for something. So there is never going to be an authentic, my brain, apology, fuck. And there's never going to be an authentic apology, because taking responsibility does that thing, does that ping in the chest, does that, the parent saying that you're always wrong, you're always wrong, you're always wrong. And so, it's like we're fighting back, whether we'll just say something like some bullshit, I understand how you feel. No, you don't. No, you don't. You have no empathy. You can't put yourself in my shoes, There's cognitive empathy where you can be like, if the fight that we're getting into happened to you in the past, and you can bring up that feeling and actually self-reflect and go, okay, yes, I know that feeling. I've had that feeling happen to me before. But that usually does not happen because a narcissistic person doesn't self-reflect. One last thing. I was watching this video with Andrew Huberman, and he had this one doctor on there talking about love and relationships. And the doctor says, trauma bonds aren't necessarily a bad thing because everybody gets together because of their childhood trauma. Everybody has it. There is no perfect parent. There are levels of it. And the reason why you're connected to that person is because, of these traumatic things. These are why when I'm always, in predator mode, trying to find out what is your trauma, and if we're going to jive, you have to have some, otherwise I'm not going to relate to you. So that part I understand, but he was talking about working through each other's issues, and that's why it's not a bad thing. If you have childhood trauma and your partner does too, which we do, it's, can we work through these issues together? And that's when he said that trauma bonds are not bad. They are bad when the narcissist ain't changing, when they're not going to take any responsibility for any of their shit, let themselves feel vulnerable and sit in that pain, in that weakness, and let themselves feel safe, feel F-I-L-L-F-E-E-L, safe, and do the trust fall. You can't just do the trust fall. I'm sorry. A narcissistic person can't do it unless there is constant reassurance over and over again that that you are going to be there to catch them, or at least put up some motherfucking pillows or a big oversized bean bag. Okay? All right. So, I hope that was helpful. I know I'm all over the place. Brain jello, whatever. I drank too much last night. I'm sure that there's some residue on my fucking decaying melon. All right. So, have a great day, y'all. Namaste.